Alright, it's not me. It's not me. Cool, cool, cool. We have quality, so we're watching from Zychron's perspective now. Also a streamer, so go follow Zychron on Twitch.tv. Now, I was correct in my assessment that they would claim the bonus, so US 3 has claimed the +5. Now you can see the size of the bonuses right over here. Bunch of +5s on this board, a couple +3s and a couple +4s, and then 2 big +6s in the middle that sometimes get taken. I think the rightmost one, the +6, gets taken more often than the leftmost +6. Alright, so Greece with a claim on the leftmost +5. And I think there's a good play for... there's a couple good plays for Spain here. They could stack on the 3, or the middle one, the middle 3 actually. Go through the portal. Yeah, go through the portal and claim this. Or go through this portal and claim that bonus. I would claim the +5. Or they could also just put 1 there and then stack on the 2 or the 3. Do multiple attacks. I don't think they're getting a bonus turn 1. They might be able to get the +3 on the right here. But it's pretty easy to be broken. I expect someone else to take that. Honestly, I expect Canada to go for that +3 turn 1. You can use the +3 to claim a bigger bonus and upgrade. This is definitely going to be a bonus game. No French screaming, yeah. Alright, so they didn't claim any bonus? No, they claimed the +5, the wide one. Yeah, they can take that next turn. Pretty likely. So what does England claim? Does England have a good line for the... so they're claiming the +5 on the bottom right. Yes. I don't think they hit the 2 right away. I think that they would probably move the 2 in, so the 3 can move out. I don't think... Yeah, because this portal's occupied, right? They moved the 3 in. Okay, so no leaving through there. So I'm guessing this this hits the portal and moves through this, or just leaves over there, and then they do hit the 2. Alright, so nobody took the +3. I mean, if you just take the +3 and use that generation to claim a bigger bonus, I would say that's stronger than just taking a +5 turn 2. Because you can still take a +5 turn 2 if you take a +3 turn 1. And then you just tell the others, yes, you can break this. Right? No, I still think Spain can take that +5, and then even if they get hit here, they have a pretty good chance of surviving. Now my question is, what does United States 2 do? Yeah, so this is Sea Monster playing for United States 2. For them, it's the hero of the team. They had trouble filling this spot here. So big shout out to Sea Monster. He was actually in another tournament and did his best to get out of there soon enough to come join this game. And I don't think he actually made it to the end of that game because of it. So yeah, big shout outs. That's always an honorable thing to do. Now, if Greece actually leaves this, that's very good for Spain. Because then Spain has practically almost a 100% chance to take that. And they can easily move that stack through the portal now. But it would take a couple of attacks, so that's maybe not the best move for them if they do want the bonus. No, it's gonna be, yeah, they're gonna have some non-100%s. Anyway, I mean, if they make this a 5, it's technically not 100%. Of course, if they do the first roll and lose nothing, then it's gonna be 100%. But I would actually use this 3, make that a 5, make this a 4. No, that's actually bad. Maybe make this a 6, boom, boom, boom. Do 2 3-on-1s. Ooh, that makes it pretty unlikely. How do you get that out? No, they're actually doing... Wait, oh, that is rough. Greece didn't actually move the 2 out. Who... Yeah, I wouldn't do the 4v2, because if you lose that... Oh, wow, they do win it. And they get a 3v1 without a loss. And they get the other 3v1 without a loss. Then they can move the 2 in. Wow, good dice for Spain. That was very lucky. That could have ended horribly if they got bad dice. Ooh! That was a bad move. Oh, yeah, no. So US had a +3 here, and they... Yep. They had a good line to take that other +3, so they end up on +6. Right, they didn't have a good line for this +3. And the other options, which also didn't have good lines for, would be even higher bonuses, right? Maybe they could have upgraded from the +3 to +6 here. But I think that's a bit tedious in gameplay. And they might not have even got that, right? It wasn't 100%. But that, yes, that was an amazing turn for Spain. I think they were very lucky to get that. I think England has a beautiful position. They are 5th in turn order, which in progressive cards you don't really want on this this sort of an open board. And if they take bonuses, which they did, it's even more open. But with that portal position there, right? They take that bonus now, move the 4 up, and they still have the same guard on the +5 as they normally would have. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones behind the 2 spots. Now they can even move that up to where the 2 is now, where Mr. Babs for Canada has the 2. Alright, Canada takes their bonus. Turn 2, +5 in the bottom left corner. Alright, let's see how Greece survives here. I think you almost gotta go for that +4. I mean, maybe they go for the +6 in the middle. They could get that. Still pretty hard to get that, but they could use the 6 here. Oh, I would definitely stack on the 2 and take this, and then take the +6 in the middle instead of that, because they're just as expensive, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is even more expensive. The +5 is more expensive than the +6. So I would definitely, yeah, it's easier to take, and it's a bigger bonus. So I'd have definitely taken that the +6 there. But yeah, they were locked in on that position. They were locked in on the +5. They only were looking at the +5. Weren't thinking about anything else. But do they get it? All right, great dice there. 3v1. Get the 3v1, no losses. So where do you defend? All right, they move the 2 in. Your 3v1 won't work, yeah. That's always rough. So what I actually did was see if the percentages hold up in the actual game. So I did a manual testing of about just under 200 rolls, and it was pretty consistent with the 89%. Of course, I'm a lucky person, so it was a little bit over. I got like 90.6%, but it is consistent with the 89. Now the fun thing was I also kept track of my trades in that game, and about 49% of my trades were on 3 cards. But to be fair, I did play on the Britannia map, which is one of the smallest maps of the game. It's only 20 territories, which means there's 22 cards, which means that 2 out of the 22 cards are jokers. So I think that might have affected the amount of trades I got on 3. And that was without influencing future trades. Right, so you can influence future trades by trading in on 5 and keeping a joker, right? Because you know you're going to get a trade on 3. And you can influence trades by putting likely cards back into the deck. So the cards you need, if you need another dude, it's better to trade in 3 dudes, because it's more likely that you get a dude back, because they get shuffled in immediately. So I didn't do any of that. I was just, as soon as I got a trade, I took a trade. And with that, I got about 49% trades on 3, 48% trades on 4, and I got a single trade on 5. No, I guess 2 trades on 5. So that was very interesting. But again, that might be different on other maps. All right, so bonuses are actually pretty big, but also pretty equal here, right? So US3 has a +5, Greece has a +5, Spain has a +5, US2 has a +6 in total, England has a +5, and then we have Canada also on a +5. Even percentages, right? So territory count, there's only a 6% troop territory difference. So Canada and Greece are both on, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I think that England should be on 12 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10. 13 is 10. Huh. You only get like 1 or 2 per territory. So yeah, everyone's pretty equal. Now, let's see if we can listen in to the English here.
I think like it might have been worth the risk. If we lose the troops, then it just sucks. I think we might be dead anyway.
I think it's less than 50% that we make it.
Maybe.
And even if we do make it, there's a chance.
I don't think it's that low. I'll be honest.
Losing a 1 on 3 attacks and one of them being a 3 on 1, I'm pretty sure it's probably.
But even if we only have a 1 over there, I think it's still okay. I don't think he gets hit. We can add to it the turn after. Plus, we'd have our bonus anyway.
You know, if I didn't move that 3 out, and moved the 2 out instead, I could have fucking done it.
Yeah.
But that's hindsight. I didn't think about it at the time. So
yeah, that's true.
Who is black? Black is Sea Monster. Oh,
Black
that's
is Sea
not
Monster.
good.
You will definitely kill.
Most of these.
A lot of these troops are kind of not aimed at us. Yellow hits that one. And up. He's trying to get to
Not sure.
16.
Right, yeah, they are. They just want the
Oh, that's up to
one
12
trait.
now.
But they have like a 1 sitting over here. Oh my gosh.
The hell?
They're like
this
playing
Spain?
like a bot. Yeah, it's Spain.
Random whatever's is going on. This is just hitting stuff.
All right, so Spain definitely playing the territory game. Around 17%. Yeah, so now the difference between top and bottom is only 4%. Even equalizing further. I don't think they're claiming anything, like another bonus or whatever. I think they're just playing the territory game. So I think we're fast reaching the first trade sequence. Now, interesting setup on the left side of the board because the only entranceway that is not blocked by the US here is that portal stack. But I think everybody's got a portal stack. Red, green, black, yellow. Yeah, everybody's got a portal stack, although Spain's portal stack is a little weaker. And Spain is only on 29 troops. I wonder how that happened. Most players are a little bit over. Not entirely sure what happened there. Oh, of course, yeah, they lost a couple troops when the US was taking that +3. And yeah, they're getting their +5 next turn again. US is a sea monster coming out of this with a lot of troops because they haven't even had their turn yet. They've got a +6. So they really have a shot at a good game here because they're 4th in turn order. They have the biggest bonus. Do they have good lines? That is the other question. So for them, they would most likely go for 5th or 6th position. So does US2 have good lines on England? Let's look at that. They've got a portal stack which reaches all of this. They've got this 3 next to that 3. They've got this 7 next to the 1 and the 6, and the 5 next to the 3. There's a bunch of troops that they can't use for that kill here in the corner, and in that bonus in the Helgensholmen. So that might be a little rough with all those useless troops there. But again, they're 4th in position. So they can use the big trait they have to get enough to actually get the Zychron bounty. And I think they could be getting enough. You know, that they have a small bonus advantage, right? So they have a +6, whereas the English have a +5. All right, Spain actually fortifying on the portal now. That's actually pretty smart. Gives them extra mobility to get those ones and those ones and those ones. I mean, either those ones or those ones or those ones. I mean, because you if you run the 70 without getting a bounty, you better have a big stack for those pockets. So now let's see if the US has a good line on Canada. Right, they can reach this 6 with the 10 stack here, but they're also going to need the same 10 stack for this bonus, unless they put everything on the 7 here. Then they can reach that. This 10 can take care of that. So yeah, they do have kind of the same lines on Canada and England. Because in both cases, they're not really using these troops. England is definitely the easier kill, both because of the lines that are just a little bit easier, with this already being a 10. And you don't have to split here, right? So if you move through the portal, you can do the rest in one line, or even in that line, and then get ready for the 70%. Whereas with the Canada kill, he's gonna move around a couple of ones over here. Now especially, now the 6 is blocked by on both sides by England, which is a good play by England, right? They kind of have the sole claim on the Canada kill now. But you kind of need kill guards in a higher lobby game, a higher level lobby. I mean, because if you don't guard and somebody gets the kill on a progressive game, it's going to be very hard to actually beat them. Unless you can just run the 70, but you got to make sure that they cannot run the 70. Oh yeah. England has great lines on Canada. This is kind of a sneaky 3. But all they need to do when they get the trade in is just put enough there. And then they already have enough to take that 6. Put a little bit extra to get this cluster. And then at that point, the trades are big enough that you can put enough on the 19. And that is even a straight line. So if you move this way in a spot... Oh, wait, no, that's not the great. That's not the good spiral. This is... Yeah, so if you move down and left first, and then up, and then down again, and then up, you don't have to split once. This... yes, this is Jack Black for some reason. I don't know how this is happening. I've never heard this before. It's a Tenacious D playlist. Or Tenacious D Radio on Spotify. I'm not disappointed by the quality of this. Alright, Spain still not having the best time. They are kind of catching up, right? They get a bigger trade right now. So they're at least catching up to the first and second position players. Of course, the other 3 are still pretty far ahead of Spain. And again, I think that Spain needs to do a lot of work, right? So let's look at the... Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's look at the... Oh, no. No, yeah, that is... correct. Yeah. So Spain is not the bottom team here. That's Canada 2, who plays in the other group. This is actually Canada 1 on in this lobby. But Spain is on 77 points. And they need either a win, or they need, 33 points at least. So that's at least 2 wins, right? So they have a lot to fight for. They have a lot to lose. That's not really the case for Mr. Babs. But yeah, in this lobby, again, I think I showed it before the game actually started. So on the leaderboard, we have Canada 1 on 125 points, as you can see here, 125. The next to follow is actually England 1 from this lobby on 98. So everybody in this lobby has to do a lot of work to get into the top 2 for the total average points advance. Do they go for the kill here? They actually bring... Ooh, 69 troops. 69 troops for the US. I think that's pretty smart, because the US2 team was in a very good position. My favorite position... I do it every now and again to show the leaderboards and stuff. I've I've asked for a function in the dashboard to show leaderboards and stuff, but we don't have that yet. Maybe in the future. Until we have that, I need to keep covering the game to show it. No, it's not the 3 highest points because. Oh yeah, no, you're correct. Sorry, I'm seeing it the wrong way. Yes, so top 3 behind the Netherlands. So it's not 33 points they need, but let's see. Only 29. Yeah, it's still 2 wins or a sweep. And that's assuming that the others don't get any more points. So yeah, they need some good games here. Alright, so we're almost reaching that point. USA 2 on 74 troops right now. To remind you all, this is a 70% game, right? So the amount of troops you need to go for the 70 will be 52. And they retaliate! Oh, wow. Ooh, they were not happy with that break. I would have understood the break, right? So they had a very nice line for the kill. Also, England on 69 troops. Ooh, but this is rough. This is definitely rough for England. They might have to skip on 3. If I'm in this position in 5th, I might try the sneaky skip. Since that 3 was hit, it's a pretty easy line. If you enter that bonus, it's a pretty easy line to take the kill. Maybe they skip. You know, see if everybody trades in and one person does not. That could be interesting. Let's see what they do. If they take a card, they might actually die because they do play the that's my kind of gameplay. That's my kind of gameplay. I love that. They do the sneaky skip. So of course, the only time you do that skip is if you're in 5th or 6th position, maybe 4th, but usually not. You have a trade on 3, and you're likely to die, so you're not guarded well. Right, so no good guards on the English team here. Like I would actually, if I were Mr. Babs here for Canada, I would not have skipped because they have a pretty good guard on the 10. I would actually have taken a card there. Hope for earlier turns to trade, but probably there. So what you want is for the earlier teams to trade in, so your trade is big enough to go for a kill, and like one team not trading in and going to 5. That's kind of what you want. So in this case, I would say maybe even go through that 8 to get Spain. All right, so Greece does not trade in. Greece goes to 5. Now let's see what the rest does. So if Greece goes to 5, they'll be on 73 troops. Then we have, let's say, Spain and US to trade in. That's going to be, what, 20, 25, 30, 35. So on 5 cards, 73 troops, and 1 trade would be worth 40 at that point. That was England's last resort, yeah. For sure. All right. I mean, if I'm Spain, I probably trade in here. Let's see what they do. Of course, they might also not have one. they do so tropical for Spain takes the 25 trade. So in this situation, if I'm US2 and I have a trade, I also take the trade. But I don't think would that be enough to go for Greece though if you're if you're US2. How about the lines? This 11 is hard to get to. They would have to move through that 7, which is now being stacked on. Okay, it's not that big of a stack. But I think the Greece skill is pretty tough for Sea Monster here. They have 82 troops. And if they trade in, that would be the 30 trade. Yeah. So they're ahead about 40 troops. Would they be able to get that? This 11 works together with the 5 to double tap, maybe. This 14 would get that 7. Oh, that's a really, really rough line. The 16 would get the... No, this is not... Yeah. No, they're not going for the kill. So, does England get the kill on Greece then? Because they have good lines, because, just because they have access to the 11, and they have access to portals. Now, if someone were to take that portal, that would make the English line a lot tougher. Right? But they didn't. So, they only need to stack here and a little bit here. So 7 troops here to take that 11. The rest goes here. They take basically all of this. Then move through that portal. And this is... wait, where's the access? Where's the access point to that 10? It's blocked. Hold on. It's actually... it's actually kind of blocked. Hold on with that. They could move through that 8 and 3. I think that's the easiest line here. So take all of that, and then hit the 8, hit the 3, hit the 10. That is actually an interesting block. This is the 35. A 15 here, 15 here, 16 here, 12 here, 11 here. It's blocked. They don't go for the kill then. If they make that a 30. If they make... actually, the 30 might go into the 17 as well. Oh, wait. They put a 20 here? Wait. They're skipping again? They skipped again. They are 0 carding. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Was that I don't... Wait, let's listen in. Hold on, let's listen in.
I have to hit a couple small territories, but I don't know if I have it afterwards.
I do think we have to trade no matter what, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Blue probably doesn't kill us though. Like they just don't have enough to go through the portal. We'll see. There's matching on the portal. Look. But yeah, the red don't do anything, which is good.
Yeah. He shouldn't have added to that 15.
We got cards behind.
The 10 was
it's
enough.
pretty obvious what our play is.
The 10 was enough to already take our territory. He didn't need to add to that to make it a 15. If green couldn't get blue before, they can't get them now. The 17 is awkward. If they have to hit the 11 and split it as well. The 15 is locked. So it can't get the 7. Green.
Alright, so they're mostly thinking about the 70% lines. At this point, they're just gearing up to get the 70%. And looking at anybody else's lines to get the 70, because, I mean, this 15 is behind their 30 stack. And all of these ones are behind their 72 stack. And anybody who wants the 70% is going to have to hit either some stacks in the middle or find a way to get through here. I think that's what they were thinking. Right, just gearing up to get the 70. But, I mean, they're going to have to... I think they have all these ones already. They have access to all these ones with the single split. And this is only a 13 stack, so they have access to all these ones as well. And that's only a couple 4s. Like, 4s aren't that bad. And if the border territory is going to be buffed up, that doesn't even matter. Because they can just move through the 13 and take all these ones anyway. Now it's a 39. Oh yeah, that definitely makes England's job a little harder. Let's see if somebody just runs it as soon as they have a trade. I think it might be over with the first trade on 3 we have. Especially for the people with the higher troop counts already, like Greece or I guess Spain would also be counted into that, or US 2. Actually, the difference between Spain and US 3 is not that big, only 2 troops. I think everybody's just gearing up for the 70% now. I don't think anybody's looking at any kill lines at the moment. Right, that's why they're all stacking up on their portals just to make sure they can hit those 35s. Yeah, because I mean, anybody who hits that 35 portal here has access to the Canada pocket. Now US2 has access to these ones, and all the ones in the middle. The only thing that's rougher is all of these ones, which they might find a way. If if US2 has a trade on 3, I think they run the 70. I think England takes a guard here, right? Because if anybody goes to 4, they might have a kill on them. Right, so the trades are what? Trades are 60-ish? They're getting to like 60, right? Yeah, I totally agree. Also the Spain kill, right? They're kind of in the same situation. But that's kind of guarded here, so I would definitely see the green kill before the Spain kill. So US 3 on 107. But would they die is the question. I get it's 120. That's still rough if you don't have the perfect lines, right? This 37 would have to split. Nah, it doesn't have to split. So this 72 would be able to take that. If they get good dice, that's even better for them. Take that hit. Then go here. They have to do a little split here. Then move around, and then the 37 takes whatever's left. I mean, they're gonna need at least like 25 troops on this side, because that's actually, you know, it's not just the 13 and the 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra ones to hit to get there. Yeah, that connects to the Greek. And there's also a split here, right? I mean, the 72 has got to do the most work, because you can only keep like, what, 12 troops here? Ugh, I don't think he's got it unless he gets wonderful dice on the 41. For the 70% you mean. Yeah, no, the 70% is going to be hard if this pocket is guarded that well. You can reach this pocket pretty easily. All right, 70 run for the US. I mean, I was saying if the US has a trade on 3, they have the 70% easy. They have access everywhere. They only need to hit about 40 troops to get to all those ones, and they already have access to all these ones. Which, with a 13 stack, that's actually pretty rough. But they're not even going there. I mean, they might still have it with just this. It's a big part of the board, right? Oh, they hit the... I mean, yeah, no, that works. That actually works. And they got good dice as well, right? They went plus 20 on that roll. So hitting only that 70-something stack gives them access to both sides, and they get the 70%. So yeah, my guess from the start, US2 got the win. Sea Monster, classic filling getting the win. Yeah, that's actually a classic, right? So GG's to United States 2.